Welcome to Popes and Pylons. We're just 5 days away from the release of the Rule Britannia immersion pack for EU4, and I'm definitely going to start a new run for one of the new achievements when that comes out. You should hopefully, if everything goes all right, be able to see the first episode of that on the 21st. Now, I still haven't chosen what achievement to go for, and they've only been posted 2 days ago by DDR Jake on the forums. So let's have a look at those achievements and see whether we can find something that we would all like. If you specifically like any of these achievements, why don't you tell me down there in the comments what you think I should be doing. And if you do it before the 20th, I will have a good chance to pick what you guys like most. So let's just go in and see what these new achievements are, should we? We start with Home and Away, as Wales hold Cardiff, Dublin, Edinburgh, Rome, Paris, and London. So basically, be Wales and own Great Britain plus Paris and Rome. So this is a very, very traditional sort of blobbing achievement once again. Start as a small country and own everybody around you, and then conquer also these targets of Rome and Paris. Now, I feel as if Wales is not on the map at the beginning of the game. I might be wrong about this, but this seems to be, I think that's the case. So we may have to release Wales from England first to do this, or do something similar. It's not the most exciting of all achievements, but it may be a chance to get a look at the new British ideas, stuff like that. Next up is an achievement, Sun Invasion here, which is not Britain focused, because we have to own and have cores on, and I'm going to butcher this, Tepeacac, Mexico, Tulucan, and Huastec as the Madhyas. And the Madhyas are a small nation in the Philippines. And the reason why there are a bunch of Philippine-based or Oceania-based achievements in here, I think, is because patch 124 did a lot of map changes in that region and did not introduce Indian achievements. So they're using this chance with the new immersion pack to introduce achievements for that region as well. So we could play over in the Philippines, check out the new map changes, play around a bit with the newish trading system maybe, and then just colonize over into the Americas. The next achievement also might include some sort of colonization of the Americas. It might even include starting in the Philippines if we wanted to. It's Sleepless in Seattle. We have to have our capital in, I assume this is Seattle, modern day Seattle, Chehalis, and we have to own 10 coffee producing provinces. So tons of ways to go about this. You could start as a nation with a lot of coffee, like Yemen, for example, and then try to make your way over to Seattle. We could start in the New World as some Indian or Native American one province miner, grow from there and grab coffee provinces maybe in Southern America. We could start in Southern America and grow towards Northern America. Tons of ways to do this. But essentially what we have to do is have our capital at some point there and own those coffee producing provinces. Now, we have done the coffee owning achievement recently, so maybe not super interesting to us here. Philippine Tiger, we have to recreate the Chola Empire as Cebu. And this is another, well, it says Philippine Tiger, and we start as Cebu in the Philippines. But the Chola Empire, at least historically, was in southern India, with influences over to the Philippines. But the core empire was in southern India, as far as I understand it. So I assume this achievement is going to require us to capture a bunch of provinces in southern India as a small nation in the Philippines. Then we go back to one English province, British sort of achievement here, the Empire of Man, double N, as a man conquer all islands in the world. Now, I like the idea of the start as the Isle of Man. It sounds challenging, being right next to Britain, or England, I should say. They're having to still use boats to get anywhere, assuming that there are no straits there. This sounds very interesting, but conquering all islands in the world sounds very, very tedious to me. I feel like that's just a ton of annoying busy work once you've blobbed enough to be powerful enough to take all the islands. You just have to go all around the world and just actually take them. It seems like a Three Mountains type of achievement, easier, I would say, than Three Mountains, but still it's Three Mountains style achievement, where you just grow so powerful and then you have to do a lot of busy work to actually complete it. Then we have a bunch of achievements that are basically focused on the new mechanics in the patch. Dude, where's my boat? No cars in this timeline, I suppose. Capture 20 boats with a boarding naval doctrine. So boarding naval doctrine or naval doctrines in general are a new thing in the immersion pack, and this basically makes you use the mechanic of boarding, which I think increases the chance of capturing boats in combat, and just do it. So basically turn on boarding naval doctrine, have a lot of naval combat, and you win. Bright Spark, another one using one of the new mechanics in innovativeness. You just have to have a lot of innovativeness. Not really insanely interesting as a specific goal for a campaign. Anglophile, complete all English and British missions. This would be an interesting look, I think, at the new mission system, and since the English and British missions are actually designed specifically as, so they're one of the few nations who actually get not generic missions, but custom mission trees. This would be an interesting look at the new mission trees. I don't think it would be a super hard sort of campaign, simply because starting as England is already a very, very strong start. And I mean, you could make it more interesting, and for example, having me start as the Isle of Man or one of the Irish miners, forming England, and then Great Britain to actually get access to all those missions. That could be challenging, maybe. Then we have the Industrial Powerhouse, have 10 furnaces built in your nation, yet another one highlighting a new mechanic, the idea of industrialization and coal. This is a very late game achievement, and it seems super boring to me. Coal appears in the late game, and then you can build furnaces on it. So you need a lot of provinces that have coal be in the late game after, I think, the Enlightenment, and just build those furnaces. Yeah. Finally, it's a funny with a bit morbid achievement, Chop Chop here, having 6 different consorts with 1 monarch. Yeah, you can certainly see who that is referring to if you know a tiny bit about English history. And of course it focuses on the new Anglican mechanics, where for one thing that you can do is divorce your wife or your consort and just get a new one. So these are all the new missions, and I would like you, if you're at all interested in that new run, to tell me in the comments which one of these achievements you want me to do. I'll still pick in the end, but I definitely keep your suggestions in mind. And if you think that one of these would be very interesting, but maybe a bit too easy to watch, maybe why don't you suggest a addition to the requirements here that would make it more interesting. See you guys around definitely for that new run, and hopefully in between for the leftovers of what is Grave Moravia.